your your friend and brother, my own good friend and brother, so Kach Ononuju, came out to, say some very, not too savory stuff about you. That reason why you are so vocal in your deprecation of Mr. Peter Obi is that, you issue of rents and all of those, and then that's why you are. I can't say so because I don't want to worsen the matter between both of you. You are still brothers. How do you maybe 1 minute? 1 minute.
Well, you said Kach Ononuju is my brother.
Yes, he is.
Yes, I can't. Yes, I can't
deny it.
Very good. But have you forgotten that the first allegation he made was that the reason I left P2B was because I went to ask for public secretary? That was the first thing I addressed. That was the first thing he alleged. That I went and I told the world that I have never had any meeting in my life between Kach Ononuju, myself, and P2B. It never happened. So all these are fabricated news. When did he change from the public secretary now to that I asked for rent? Okay, you people that have been interviewing me, you know how long we started? You've been coming to my house to interview me. I've not even allowed you to show any part of my house. I say, no, my religion demands modesty. The first thing you said when you came to my house is that this house is so lovely. I said, thank God. Before I entered active politics, I built all the houses that I need. Before I came to P2B, because I wanted to be an independent person with my own opinion. Because I made it clear from the one that my loyalty is to Nigeria, to Nigerian people and the Constitution, and my conscience and the commandment of God. And I am not going to move away from this. So my loyalty is not to a political party or to a politician but to Nigeria. So I have never asked for rent from anybody since I was born. Because, one, by the grace of God, I lived in my father's house, finished the university, went and lived in my own, in Lagos. By 1994, I packed into my own duplex in Lagos, number 5 Copham Street, Ajawe State, Lagos. And I lived there for 14 years. And when I came to Abuja, I started building my own houses. So before I joined active politics, I've already packed in here. And I may allow you people to drop in my house today just to give you the evidence that he is a pathological liar and he's incapable of saying the truth. And I wonder why they want to campaign for their leader with falsehood. So if the first one was false, like I told you, since I've never had any meeting between me, Kach Ononuju, and Peter Obi, this one is even so much false that the evidence is there, even with your network. You have never met me in a rented apartment. And I started talking with you people from almost the time you started. So that is a white lie. Let me tell you, being very modest, I rent apartments for people as part of my own humanitarian jobs.
I think you've dealt
and
with this.
I really thank God for that. It is by His grace. When I built my house the first time, where I'm living in my own village, where they went to serve the purported defamation suit, was my own house in my own village. People said it was the best house in the street.
I think you've dealt with this,
today. And I give glory to God. Remember, I never mentioned this. I didn't want to mention this.
You've dealt with this, my brother.
Just to answer that question.
Yes, because it would not have been fair to not allow you to respond to it.
Oh, I mean, I wonder why they don't even know that in politics, yes, I don't normally take all these things serious.
Let's make progress.
If you are the one who is believing it, then you are the foolish person, not the person who is saying it, because the person who is saying it has a reason. So when people now talk about defamation, that's why I say they are low. Politics is war without bullets. Now me get my mouth. Now you get your mark. If you give me one, I'll give you 10.
Let's make progress.
But since they have introduced defamation suit, we will go on that line and we'll see how it will
that matter is sub-judice, so let's leave that. Now, the debate over zoning, you had, championed Southeast participation in presidential politics and all of that. But we are where we are now in the presidential contest. Mind you, the president has reaffirmed, this Muslim ticket. What's your stance on his continuance of this?
Now, let's talk
1 minute. We are running out of time.
You know what? Let me talk about this Muslim ticket.
Yes.
Because that's the reason that I left APC in the first place. And it was not Muslim ticket. It is same faith ticket. As a Christian, Tinubu bounced Jesus Christ from Aso Rock. You know what Isaiah 9:6 said? He said, unto us a child is born. Unto us a son is given. And the government is upon his shoulders. And he shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, and the Prince of Peace. Tinubu bounced the Prince of Peace from Aso Rock. Can you see?
Is that not extreme? The wife is a
No,
pastor.
can you see the
wife is a
life
pastor.
that we're living now?
Senator Remi Tinubu is a pastor, an ordained
Which
pastor.
political post is that? And who
First
elected,
lady, the office of
who
the first
elected
lady.
her?
The office of
She
the
has
first lady.
no duty by the Constitution. And as long as Christianity is concerned, the man is the head of the house. And I'm talking about the presidency, where they say the president and the vice, they are associates. Thank God I am campaigning now for a northern Muslim. So nobody will say it is because I have anything against Islam or against the North. No.
But has the president infringed
I
on the rights
am
of
talking
Christians?
about inclusivity.
Has the president Tinubu infringed on the rights of Christians to practice their faith? He hasn't, to the best of my
He
knowledge.
has discriminated against them. And discrimination is disallowed in the Constitution by Section 14, subsection 3. You cannot eliminate Christians from the presidency because that portion talked about federal character. We are multi-religious, and the whole idea is that you reflect federal character in the composition of your government. Now, let me talk about this and probably
1 minute. Like I said, 1 minute.
probably end with it. I was with my northern Muslims, and we're all together. And I asked them, I say, before Allah, all of you should tell me, who amongst you here, or how many of you here, will vote for a Christian ticket if it is what is here today? They looked at each other. You know, once you mention Allah, a true Muslim will say his mind. Say, wallahi, we are not ripe for it. All of them, we are honest. But look at Christians in Nigeria. You will go to vote for a Muslim ticket. They said it. I thanked them for their honesty. And I said, that is why I am saying, as a Christian, that I will not vote for a Muslim ticket. And they told me, you are right. That even the Muslim ulamas, they have come together to say, it's a haram for anybody in 2027 to vote for a Muslim ticket. Muslims have been the worst hit in a Muslim ticket. The first time Abiola chose a fellow Muslim, we knew how it ended. Now again, you're choosing this. It shows that God himself does not like the injustice. We are talking about inclusivity. We're not talking about anything against Islam, the religion of peace. We're not talking about that. No. We're saying that any demography that has constituted such amount of people in Nigeria, they ought to be included in the conduct of the affairs of any government.
The president's wife is a Christian.
You're talking about wife.
And
What
then there are so many
are you
Christians. There are so many Christians in
the
the
president,
villa.
do you know how many wives he has?
There are so many Christians.
Or how many women he has?
There are
He
so
has
many,
more Muslim
I
wives.
only know of Senator Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu.
Okay, Sheyi fell from
I
heaven.
don't want to join your suit
No,
of
hold on.
defamation.
Hold on. Is Sheyi the son of Remi Tinubu?
Let's
Remi
move
fell
on.
from heaven.
Let's
Abi?
move on. Let's move on.
No, let me know
Let's
now.
move on. There are so many Christians in the villa. Let's move on. Okay.
Please,
As we wrap
I'm
up,
talking. Did I say please that I said
what is the pathway for an Atiku Amechi victory in 2027? What's the pathway? 2 minutes, please.
very, very straight. Tinubu has collapsed in the entire north. The 19
He
states
has
of the north.
31 or 32 governors.
Let him
all
have-
the senators, all the reps.
Let him have 40 governors. Because they manufacture in APC, they manufacture things. Yes, they manufacture things. In our tax law, they manufacture
all the city
provisions.
boys, all the big boys in Nigeria are for him.
If you're going to answer questions, then let me do the
No,
asking.
I'm just trying to correct you.
That's what I'm saying. If you're helping
All the
me,
city boys are
let
for
me
him.
start asking you the question.
Okay, so 2 minutes.
Very good.
Or
Thank you.
1 minute, 30 seconds.
Thank you. When we campaigned for 2020, 2023, we had no governor. We had nothing. And Tinubu did not win more states than us. People have not seen the way he performed. Tinubu did not win more states than Atiku Abubakar. 2020, 2023. Now that he's the worst president Nigeria has ever had, you think he will win any state? Without rigging, Tinubu will not win any state. So the path to victory is very clear. And by the grace of God, if the opposition gets their act together, because there is a move towards that, and I believe in God, that we will do, Tinubu will be gone in 2027 by the grace of God. The path is so clear that you should be talking about whether Tinubu will win states. Because I know that he cannot perform worse in government and then go and perform better in election. That would be logical. So he is going to perform worse in election than he performed the last time. And the opposition, through the coalition ADC, will win the election outrightly by the special grace of God.
Of the 6 zones.
Of the 6 zones.
Will Atiku Amechi ticket win?
I've told you, if Atiku wins the 19 states in the north, that's 3 zones already. So they just need the south. Southeast, Atiku will get the necessary winning. South, where Amechi is there. Anybody who is telling you that the south will prefer DG of an agency to the vice president is trying to tell you that south people don't have sense, and that is not true. South people are very brilliant and intelligent.
But Peter Obi
they will prefer the vice president to the DG of any,
from 2022 2023 records. Peter Obi will get 100% of votes in the southeast, regardless of the 5
governors. Did he get 100%?
He got 96, 97.
No, did he get 100% in?
Approximately 97, 98, 100% in 2023. Okay. In southeast.
I am from the southeast.
Yes.
What I can tell you is that the opposition leaders and the opposition parties agreed that it's ADC they will use. And southeast people are intelligent. They will not want to waste their vote in 2027. What I am saying is that they are going to maintain the agreement that they will vote for the opposition as agreed by everybody, including Peter Obi. Peter Obi agreed. We unveiled ADC together. We worked for ADC. He agreed he was going to run in ADC. And as far as I'm concerned, the Southeast will maintain that agreement. And so the Southeast will deliver for the coalition, which is the ADC, so that they don't waste their votes.
Let me allow you to comment.